If you've reached the point in midlife where you feel different, not falling apart, not in a crisis, just different, this video's for you. Because so many women in midlife, this is the moment when you stop living in response to everyone else and start noticing yourself for the first time in decades. And that change, it can feel very disorienting. I'm Michelle, and I talk with a lot of midlife women who say things like, I'm still doing everything I need to do, but something feels off. Or I'm not unhappy. I just don't recognize who I am anymore. This channel is a place where we talk honestly about those moments without panic, without drama, and without pretending something is wrong. When I talk about coming home to yourself, I don't mean a complete reinvention of your life or a complete makeover. I mean something much simpler. You stop living mostly in response to everyone else and start noticing yourself. And if this is the first time you've noticed yourself in decades, that shift is subtle and it changes everything. And this happens because for years, your lives are shaped around who needs, what needs to get done, what keeps everything running. And that works until eventually it doesn't. And in midlife, begins to slow down. And in that slowing, you start noticing things. Things like when you're tired or when something doesn't feel right, when you've been pushing yourself aside. That doesn't mean that you're unhappy necessarily. It means that you finally woke up and you're paying attention. In midlife, another thing that happens is belonging feels a little different. Earlier in life, belonging often came from things like raising your kids alongside other parents and being busy together, seeing each other all the time, feeling needed by family, work, friends, your partner. And when you stop living for everyone else, some relationships just don't feel as supportive as they used to. And that doesn't mean that they're wrong. They just fit a different version of you. Belonging in midlife becomes less about fitting in and more about being able to show up as you are without explaining yourself or shrinking back. And that takes time. Another thing in this season is that it can feel very lonely. This is where so many women get scared. They think, why do I feel alone? Did I do something wrong? But often it's not a permanent state. It's a transition that you're in. You've stopped living on autopilot, but you haven't fully rebuilt connections yet. That space can feel quiet and unfamiliar, but it's also where more honest mutual friendships begin. You're not falling behind, you're in between. So if midlife feels a little strange right now, remember this. You didn't lose yourself. You just finally started noticing yourself. And when that happens, life and relationships, they have to adjust. That adjustment, it doesn't need to be rushed. If you're trying to understand where you are in this season, internally, relationally, I created a short quiz to help reflect on that. It's just a way to get clarity about what kind of support fits you right now. The link's below whenever you're ready. Midlife, it isn't when you fall apart. It's often when you stop living for everyone else and start living with yourself again. See you next week.